Hello everyone, this is Kaushik Bose from Campus Technology, and today we are going to discuss about considerate communication and its importance. Considerate communication is a cornerstone of healthy and productive interactions in any context, be it professional, personal, anything. It entails expressing oneself in a manner that respects the feelings, opinions, and boundaries of others. This form of communication is characterized by uh, empathy, active listening, tactfulness, and genuine desire to understand and be understood. There has to be a clarity. One of its fundamental principles is the acknowledgement of diversity in perspectives and the willingness to engage in dialogue without resorting to aggression or insensitivity. I hope you can understand. I will repeat this sentence that uh, one of its important fundamental principles is the acknowledgement of diversity of perspectives and the willingness to engage in dialogue without resorting to aggression or insensitivity. What I mean by this is we can have a difference of opinion in our personal life, in our professional field, but that does not mean that I will not listen to my the person whom I'm talking to. That does The important part of considerate communication is to listen carefully and consider the person whom I'm conversing with, his or her perspective. And that is one of the most important part of considerate communication. Active listening, and I say empathy, as I said. So someone when two people when they are having an interaction and you are trying to convince something, it does not mean that while you are convincing, you will not listen to the other person's perspective, other person's point of view. If you don't do that, if we don't do that, then we are not considerate about this communication. We only want to force our communication, we only want to intimidate our communication. The other person. So, never be, never show your aggression. Don't be aggressive. Be sensitive. It's very important to be very sensitive while you are communicating with someone. That will create a bonding. When you are considerate, when you are concise, that creates a bonding, that creates a faith, and the work, the purpose of the communication becomes more fruitful. Importantly, considerate communication fosters a culture of mutual respect and inclusivity. It should be inclusive, it should be mutual respect. That should be the culture. I always believe that every problem can be solved with communication. I When there are wars going on, like you know, in various parts of the world, in Middle East, Russia, Ukraine, I keep on thinking as a teacher, as a theater practitioner, that why couldn't we just sit down and talk like sane people? The money which we invest on weapons, The same money could have been invested on poor children all around the world if there was a fruitful and considerate communication. Have we ever seen animals are breaking out in a war? Any species ever in our evolution? Animals are having a war? They don't, only us. And that is why communication becomes so important in our everyday life, in our professional field, in our political field, in our social field, every. And that makes this whole soft skill called communication so important, so important. So as we were telling, mutual respect, the culture of mutual respect and inclusivity is very important in uh, communication. It creates an environment where individuals feel valued and heard, which is essential for building trust and strong bonding relationships. You know, when I teach in school or in colleges, the most important thing I do in my sessions are listening. What are my students want to say? If I work on a topic, if I discuss a topic, if I teach a topic, after teaching the topic, I keep the second half of my session open to an interactive session. An interactive session is a communication. I try to understand that whatever I have taught my children, whatever I have taught my students, did they actually understand? That can only be possible, that understanding can only be possible when I can actually apply my consideration in communication. When I ask that, okay, whatever we have discussed right now, can you tell me in a nutshell? Can you briefly describe? Students feel respected. Students feel valued. That yes, we are given an opportunity to speak. The teacher is hearing us. There is no judgment. There is no judging. It is interaction. So when there is no judgment, when there is no nothing like a silly question, all the questions, all the queries are welcome and discussed and answered whenever necessary, that whole situation becomes very positive. So that is the importance size, of considerate communication. When people feel understood and respected, they are more likely to collaborate effectively. Like when I'm teaching something important, when I'm teaching something very important, if I have the trust and faith of my students, I can teach better, my students will learn better. So when they are understood and respected, they are more likely to collaborate effectively. There is no conflict. The conflicts are resolved amicably, and they contribute positively to shared goals and objectives. I understand whether they did understand. This in turn leads to enhanced teamwork, higher morale, and increased overall productivity. My class becomes better. I don't have to repeat the same topic again and again when there is a considerate communication going on, when there is a interact when there is an interaction going on in every session, after a discussion, after a lecture, after a topic being taught. In personal relationships, considerate communication plays a pivotal role in maintaining intimacy and harmony. You know it, I know it. Whenever we have friends, family, everyone wants to listen to each other. We want to be heard. We need to be needed, and that comes from a communication. If someone at home or a friend seeks help from me, I will be happy to help, for the simple reason that will make the bonding, the relationship better. It will be an improved relationship. And so it becomes very important in personal relationships to be considerate in communication. It involves being mindful of one's words and actions, showing empathy, as I said before, towards the other person's feelings, and expressing oneself honestly yet respectfully. This is a key word, respectfully. Honesty, of course, but honestly and respectfully, both. This approach fosters trust, emotional connection, and a sense of security within the relationship, leading to greater satisfaction and longevity of the same relationship. You see, that is a very important. So we can see that socially how important uh, communication is, just like in our professional life. Moreover, considerate communication is particularly crucial in diverse and multicultural settings. It requires sensitivity to cultural differences, language barriers, and varying communication styles. By embracing diversity and practicing cultural competence, individuals can bridge communication gaps, build rapport across different backgrounds, and promote inclusiveness and equity. Our country is the biggest example of this. Unity in diversity. Every state has its own language, own culture, own ethos, own background, own history, and they are so different from each other. We have different food, we wear generally various different clothes, we have our different culture, dance, song, language, but still we are same, we are equal. You go to South India, you have an unique food. You go to North India, you have another unique food. You go to West, East, Center, everything changes. But at the end of the day, we are all Indian. So, this diverse, in this huge country of diverse multicultural settings, it generally, the sensitivity to cultural differences, language barriers, and varying communication styles are to be accepted sensibly, and that makes our country so strong, that makes our country so unique. Punjab, Sindhu, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Utkal, Banga, Vinda Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladhitaranga. It says all in our national anthem. Communication and considerate communication. Another aspect of considerate communication is active listening, which I have discussed in my earlier videos also. This involves giving full attention to the speaker, maintaining eye contact, nodding or providing verbal cues to indicate understanding, and refraining from interrupting or judging prematurely. Like someone started talking and I stop, yeah, I understood what you're trying to say. Not that. Even if I have understood, I have to be patient enough to listen to that person till that person feels that yes, I have shared enough, I have said enough, I've spoken enough. Active listening demonstrates genuine interest and respect for the speaker's perspective, fostering a deeper connection and facilitating meaningful dialogue. Always trying to listen is an act of an intelligent communicator. Communicators do listen, and that is the most important part as far as communication is concerned. Tactfulness is also a key in considerate communication. It involves choosing words carefully, avoiding hurtful or offensive language, and delivering feedback or criticism constructively. Tactful communication allows individuals to address sensitive issues without causing unnecessary conflict or discomfort, promoting understanding and collaboration. Considerate communication also encompasses non-verbal cues such as body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice. If your body language is positive enough, if the facial expression is friendly enough, and the tone of voice is accepting enough, communication becomes much easier. These non-verbal elements can significantly impact how a message is received, conveying empathy, sincerity, and respect when used appropriately. Furthermore, considerate communication extends to digital platforms and social media. In today's interconnected world, it's essential to be mindful of how we communicate online, considering the potential of misinterpretations, cyberbullying, and misinformations. Practicing digital etiquette, verifying information before sharing, and engaging in respectful online discussions contribute to a healthier digital environment. Overall, to conclude, considerate communication is not merely a set of skills but a mindset and a value system. I will repeat this. Considerate communication is not just a set of skills but a mindset and a value system. It reflects an individual's commitment to empathy, respect, and understanding in all forms of interaction. By prioritizing considerate communication, we can nurture positive relationships, foster a culture of inclusivity, and respect, and contribute to a more harmonious and compassionate society. Now, if I have to give you some examples of considerate communication in both social and professional contexts. So let's start with social life. I will just give you some certain points which you will remember. And I know many of us actually practice them without even knowing, but we do practice them. This is a part of our Indian culture. Like the most important point it will be active listening in friendships. When a friend shares their challenges at work, you listen attentively without interrupting, offering support and empathy instead of rushing to give advice. It happens many a times when a friend starts sharing their problem, we often tend to advise them, do this, do that. Yes, it's not wrong, but before giving an advice, before sharing our perspective, we should listen to the friend properly, totally. The second point would be respecting boundaries. Understanding and respecting when a friend needs space or time alone without pressuring them to engage in social activities. Just few days back, we were doing a theater and my friend was asked, requested, we all requested a friend to sing a song. But my friend was so nervous that he almost had a pressure fall. So I told him that don't worry, you don't have to do it. You relax, you help from the backstage. And then actually he relaxed after that. And he told us that look, I cannot do this. And we have to respect that boundary. Expressing gratitude is another point. Sending a thank you note or expressing appreciation verbally for a friend's kindness or support, showing that you value and acknowledge their efforts is very, very, very essential and important. Please do that. Please say a thank you. Express your gratitude. Whenever you feel someone deserves a thank you. Tactful feedback is another point in social life. Giving constructive feedback to a friend about a sensitive topic, such as their behavior in a group setting, in a gentle and non-judgmental manner. Someone is very loud, just help. See, I think I just did that few days back to a few of my students. One of them is very intimidating and loud to others when they were working in a group. So I called him aside and I said that, look, I know that you know it, but I also want that you need to know this also, that your friends should feel at ease. Make your friends feel at ease with you. You have this responsibility. The student said, yes, sir, I will make them feel at ease. I take this responsibility. So I saw the next time when they were working in group, he was not intimidating at all. He was more friendly. He was trying to listen. I said, listen to others. Just don't say your own perspective all the time, your own point of view, your own idea all the time. Listen to others' idea also. That will make your group work improved and better. The student listened to me and the rest is history. They came up with an amazing work. Considering preferences. Taking into account a friend's dietary restrictions or preferences when planning a gathering or meal, ensuring everyone feels included and comfortable. Whenever this happens on a regular basis that many of our friends are veg, many of our friends are non-veg. When we are having a party, when we are going out treat, we always consider everyone's preferences and we order accordingly. And that is a very important part of considerate communication. That improves your social life, and that is a very important part of our social life. Now, if I come to the uh, professional field, how considerate communication can be affected in a positive way. The first point which is coming to my mind is empathetic leadership. A manager who understands the personal challenges faced by team members, who offers flexible work arrangements to support when needed. This manager is not a boss, he's a leader. Remember, there is a difference between a boss and a leader. That's why I never said empathetic bossiness. I said empathetic leadership. I don't know whether bossiness is a word anyway. I mean, it's always good to be a leader than a boss. I hope you understand what I mean. Clear and respectful communication. Using clear and respectful language in emails, meetings, and presentations. Avoiding jargon or condescending tones that may alienate colleagues. Active listening in meetings. I keep repeating this word, active listening. Actively listening to colleagues' perspective during meetings, allowing everyone to voice their ideas and concerns before making decisions. I just gave you this example, even in school. I do that. Recognition and acknowledgement. This is also a very important part of considerate communication. Publicly acknowledging and contributions of team members during project updates or team meetings, fostering a culture of appreciation and recognition. It is very important to acknowledge. It is very important. We all work in various companies, various places, and we all expect that small appreciation, a small recognition when we work. And a good company, a good institution, a good leader will always do that. And that makes the person who is receiving them work more harder. That person becomes hardworking. I have to do better. My company looks after me. My company is recognizing my work. I will give my 200%. The last but not the least, conflict resolution. There will be conflicts. There will be misunderstandings. There will be misinterpretations. There will be a lot of miscommunications. But resolving conflicts with colleagues or clients through open and constructive dialogues, focusing on finding mutually beneficial solutions rather than assigning blame. No blame game happens in considerate, concise communication. As I started with, even a war can stop if there is a considerate communication happens between the leaders of the world, of the countries. Solution is there. We have to find them. We have to find them in a positive manner. The examples I mentioned demonstrate how considerate communication can strengthen relationships, build trust, and create a positive and productive environment both personally and professionally. I will be giving few activities on this considerate communication in the activity column. I will give you some active listening exercises. I will give you some role playing scenarios. I will give you some discussion and debates. I will also give you reflecting reflective writing assignments. Uh, please go through them. Please try to share your feedback so that I will understand how much I could make a difference in your communication style, in your communication abilities, and in your uh, overall communication skill. So please look at the activity column and uh, try to do this small activity which I have set for you. It is written in there. It will be easy. And thank you for watching this video. I will be coming back with another interesting video very soon. Till then, thank you. And don't forget to do the activity, please. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good day.